Yo, kind of your house. Hollywood in your house. Hypocrisy's hiding in the clouds. You're rating all kind of loud. Wrestling in front of the crowds. Paragon's holding it down. Anybody can get it. Come to us for your news and opinions. We got a voice, there is no choice. Wisdom voice in your house making wrestling noise. Moving fast, it's like cruiserweight action. Your house is the perfect distraction. Papa see your ears when you in traction. Get this work with some wrestling action. Swallow.
What's up, guys? What's cracking? The man. I'm in your house. We here. We ready to make a movie. I hope you guys are ready to make a movie. I hope you guys are with the shits, because I'm with the shits. And we're ready to talk a little wrestling. That is right. You already know the vibes. Anytime we slide on through, we're here to give you that work when it comes to this professional wrestling business. And guys, it is Sunday, fun day out here at In Your House. And man, a whole lot going on in the professional wrestling business. And guys, it's always something. It's been a heavy week. I mean, with a lot of different things, but this time, of course, with wrestling is always something going on. You guys already know the vibes, but I want to talk about something that's going on in sports, period. All right. And that's drafts, right? Drafts. We've got the NFL draft, we got the WWE draft, and myself and my amazing team here at In Your House thought it was time to put together something special, and that's the In Your House draft series, where we'll be doing a series of episodes where we'll be giving you guys some draft action, and it starts today with the In Your House championship belt draft. And of course, I'm not doing this by myself. I got a great team here at In Your House, so allow me to bring them on. Of course, my producer here of this show, my co-host, that is, of course, Peace and Prosperity Jones. You've known him as Hypocrisy's got a whole different vibe over here now. Welcome to the show, bro.
Yo, namaste, and peace be with everyone on this draft day. I hope everyone picks who they want, and I hope everyone gets what they want, man. Peace and prosperity is my name.
I don't know, man. I'm a little bit leery of you. I don't know.
Yeah.
We're gonna see how this goes.
Yeah, you gotta trust me. You gotta trust me, man. Have I ever steered you wrong, Con?
Hey, you steered me into some trees before. No,
that doesn't count. That was that one time.
I got you, bro. All right, we'll go see how this goes, man. We're gonna start it here on this draft episode of In Your House. My man Hype in the building, but of course, we got my other co-host here in the building. He also has done a lot of great work helping produce the new look here that you see on the video episodes, the video content here on In Your House. That's my man, the voice, Josh Joseph. Welcome back to the show, brother.
What's up, brothers? It's a special day today. We are special medals, special straps, special champions. Sunday, In Your House crew. We are here. We are live. Let's go draft day.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I love a good draft, man. The voice loves a good draft. You can tell he's excited. Energy is high. Ready for the championship. Man, we talk about this all week, real talk. We've really been talking about this all week, so we're all excited to do this. And you know, man, we're excited to do this and whatnot, and we wanted to make this a really big episode. And man, this is why I love our next co-host coming in, man, because even through injury, even through surgery, he's in the recovery process right now. He's making time to come here and be a part of this big episode, this big championship belt draft. And that is, of course, the other co-host here on this show. And that is, of course, the Emerge World Heavyweight Champion. That is, of course, the leader of the tribe. Facts on facts, the world's most dangerous champion. Paragon returns to In Your House. What's up, bro?
What it do? And just want to put this out there that if I love wrestling. If you love wrestling, we love wrestling. We are about to be on this podcast doing the goddamn thing. I'm hype. I hope y'all are. I mean, granted, we got somebody in here claiming they preach and prosperity, but if he steals one of my picks, he's getting suplexed to death. But we're not going to talk about that right now. We're not going to talk about that right now. But as you see, as it says in the name tag, Mr. Make a Biddy hit the knees, because guess what? I'm Big P, and I will make y'all say, hey, hook, bow, if y'all try to take my picks. I'm not playing with y'all.
Listen, stay away from this man's picks. All right, I'm doing the best I can to stay away, but I got picks too. Like I got titles I like too, but I'm gonna try my best.
The hypocrisy in this episode, man. I just feel it. Jesus.
he's like my man hype trying to move forward. He's trying to better himself, and it's like every time I try to get out, they keep pulling me back.
Yeah, I just want to talk wrestling, maybe draft a couple cool belts today, and have a good time, man. It's all peace and prosperity. I'll even pass the peace pipe, bro.
Oh man, yeah, we like them peace pipe, absolutely.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So let me jump in this real quick. A lot of things going on in professional wrestling, and I just want to get a couple of opinions real quick, just because I know this is a title draft, and this is gonna be the brunt of this episode, you guys. Just so you guys know, this title draft is gonna be the big brunt of this episode. But I want to real quick get a couple of thoughts from you guys. I want to talk real quickly about the things happening over at AEW, and that's mainly the turning of Jack Perry. He attacked and assaulted Tony Khan, and the Young Bucks helped with that assault. And then, as we were talking about, he got hit with the TK drive. Him, Tony Khan. He's now on TV getting the work, and he's showing up at the NFL draft in a neck brace. And I just felt like that there was enough heat behind that were said in that interview that he had at the draft, and him doing that and him becoming seemingly a television character now after saying that he wouldn't do that. I just want to get some thoughts real quick. Hype, what was you thinking about this whole Tony Khan story as it played out this week?
Well, I mean, honestly, I think it's great. We saw people like Pat McAfee talk about it on ESPN. We saw global coverage of AEW and wrestling, and whether Tony Khan is out there making himself look like a goof or not, it's bringing wrestling more to the forefront of the industry of pop culture, of the entertainment industry, of just the tip of the social realm, and I think that's great. And I will say that I know that Tony Khan has said, "Hey, I don't want to make myself a TV character, or that type of person on the show." But I think in this instance, it's warranted. Now we'll see if it continues. And if it continues, then I might poo-poo it a little bit more. But right now, I'm like, okay, cool. This kind of makes sense. I'm okay with all of this.
Yeah, as I was watching it and I was kind of taking it all in, I was just like, sometimes it's like you say things and then it's like especially when you're a public figure and you say things on the record and then you go against it, people always go back to that quote. People always go back to that time you said, "Oh, I'm never going to do that." And when you do it, so sometimes I feel like it's not always great to speak in absolutes, especially in professional wrestling, because what's that old saying in professional wrestling? Anything can happen. Never say never. You know what I'm saying? You never say never. So, speaking in absolutes like that, it's just tough. But Voice, what was you thinking about that whole scenario as it played out through the week?
Honestly, my opinion is this is the Tony that we needed, because that whatever was going on before didn't work. Him trying to be this nice guy, I'm getting all my favorite wrestlers together and we're going to make a promotion. That's nerdy, dude. Don't do that. You come out and be the little pipsqueak that we want to see get thrown around. I kind of like the character change. I really think that this is what AEW could use, because not a lot's working lately. I mean, it's getting to the point to where they're going to throw a lot out there, and this is one of their first Hail Marys with Tony, I believe, and I'm looking forward to seeing where it goes. And I love the fact that he kept the neck brace on during the draft. That was epic.
Yeah, I like that too. I feel like I'm pretty critical of Tony Khan, but I gave him his props for that. I felt like he went a little bit low with the whole Weinstein line that he said about WWE, which, I mean, let's face it, I mean, he based on recent history, and of course who majority has for many years in the company's entirety has ran that company, and now just recently and even word is that he's even sold off his final stocks, which would make him like completely like out of control of the company. So it's like, I get it, but it's like that's not the direction that the WWE is going in. So I felt like bringing up the past wasn't the move, but it was definitely clickbaity and got people talking and stuff like that. And it's just one of those things. Like I think that we're gonna see Tony Khan feed more into the tribalism a little bit more, because I think him feeding into the tribalism is a well that honestly, I hate to say it, but it's kind of working for him. P, you already know the vibes. You know better than all of us what's what as far as what's going on in the inside and what's going on. So from your perspective, what do you think about this whole situation?
I feel like you're not going to ever please everybody. And I feel like he said something. Some people wanted him to stand on business, but some people were mad that he made that to begin with because they wanted him to do it. I think Boyce kind of made it a really good point up there, throwing stuff at the wall and trying to see what sticks. This might be something that sticks. The issue is AEW has been trying to create this guise of not being sports entertainment, of being a professional wrestling company. But they keep following things that both WWE, WCW, and TNA have been doing, all of their predecessors, which granted, it's hard to create new things. Nothing's new under the sun, just the eyes that see it. And I believe that the best way to put it is he is now trying to no longer fight the machine, but instead find his place in it and figure out how he can be better. Now he has the on-screen role. How can he make it work? How can he make it better than the previous on-screen role that happened before him? Now, with that being said, do I love the neck brace? Yes, I love that they're still putting the story over and they're still selling it. But what I hate is we keep doing this whole low-hanging fruit thing where we just keep going for stuff and taking shots. That does not help wrestling. It actually hurts wrestling, because now people that aren't familiar with wrestling but know he owns a wrestling company are now trying to research what he's talking about, and now they're making that be their whole perspective of all of wrestling. We talk about tribalism a lot. We also don't talk about the tribalism outside of wrestling. Social media is such a cesspool right now that the moment you decide you don't like something or like somebody, and now there's the signal posting and all that other crap, now it's a domino effect of now somebody's getting a bad reputation because one person didn't like you and other people didn't realize what the facts were or the current situation or whatever may have you. So I don't think that was good, because I don't think it was good for the business. Is it controversial? Yes. Is it clickbaity? Yes. But does it have potentially lasting effects for both businesses? I believe so. But what do I know? I'm just a wrestler.
Hey, good
Preach,
points
me.
there.
I mean,
Yeah,
preach.
yeah, good points. Absolutely. It's a situation where like we are trying to see what's going to work, and I felt like that it was strategic in a way that Tony Khan, of course, knew he was going to be at the NFL draft. And like, what has WWE been doing and been doing so well? WWE has been really crossing up with sports, and you see a lot of professional wrestling. You see him at sporting events and doing this and that. Like Bailey was there she's a huge San Francisco 49ers fan. She's making appearances at the Super Bowl and whatnot. making these big time appearances. Pat McAfee pulling up to, if he were to pull up to like a Colts game
We had NFL players at WrestleMania.
Exactly.
Right.
Like crossing over. So like in that way, it's a good thing because Tony Khan is like, okay, if I do this thing here, if I start this big angle with the Young Bucks at this particular time, and I'm gonna be at the draft because my father owns the Jacksonville Jaguars, then this is going to have to, like, even Pat McAfee, who works for WWE, had to talk about it. He couldn't not talk about it. Nobody could not talk about it. And like I said, maybe Tony just be spouting, bro. Like he really just be spouting. He's gonna get his talking points in, and I don't think he's looking to be conversational. I think he's looking to get his talking points in. So like when he made sure that he was gonna say that WWE is the Weinstein of professional wrestling. He knew he was going to say that before he said it. I promise you, it was part of the stick because it's all part of something bigger. He's trying to get more attention on it. So that's just how I see it, man. I wanted to get your guys' thoughts on it. And
we also have Tony Gonzalez in the chat who said he's watching from PopCon right now. So thank you for tuning in, while you could be enjoying your con. And he believes that AEW needs to focus more on their product because he said their last 2 pay-per-views have been good, but their TV product has not been so good. And if that is the case, because everything's opinionated, but if that is the case, y'all remember that stint from like 2008 to like 2011, 2012, but that's kind of where WWE was at, where like the pay-per-view might be fire, but everything leading up to it was kind of rough.
Yes.
And if that's what fans are feeling like, if that's what fans are seeing, that's not a good look. We have some people who think that we here at In Your House hate AEW. We just glorify and worship WWE. But I'm here to tell you, we love wrestling. I'm going to say that again.
Yes.
Because, shout out to the homie Trey D. We miss you. We love wrestling. And when you love something, you want it to thrive. You want it to succeed. You want it to be better. I am critical of AEW, not because it's just a personal history I have with them, but because I have friends that work for AEW. I have people I love and care about who want to work for AEW. And you know what? It'd be cool to wrestle on TV. I would love to work for AEW.
Oh, yeah.
But just like how I want WWE to be better in many facets, I want AEW to be better in many facets. I want TNA to be better in many facets, and New Japan. Because when wrestling thrives and when wrestling is better, the fans have something to be excited about. We can generate and create more fans. People are happy to go to work. I mean, hell, Lee Moriarty has written on his wrist tape when every time he wrestles, have fun, reminding himself to have fun, even while wrestling his dream job. You know why? Because we want to enjoy wrestling. Wrestling used to be fun. But right now, because of the competition going on, and granted, wrestling used to have a lot of it, we're not having fun. We're just being tribalistic. And I feel like if we start focusing on making our products better instead of competing, we can truly be an alternative. Prime example, TNA back in the day. TNA back in the day, we loved it because it was different. But the moment certain people came upon board of TNA and they tried to do a Monday Night Wars all over again, if you remember, they started trying to compete instead of continuing to be themselves. And that's kind of when they went downhill and lost all that Spike TV.
Sorry.
There you go. Tony.
That wasn't an intentional drop, but it's there.
It fit though.
We want it to succeed, but because you want something to succeed, you have to be critical of it. LeBron James is my favorite basketball player, so I'll be on his ass because I want him to be great. And the words of Shannon Sharp, he's the virtuoso skill, and I want him to do great things, okay? I don't want him to give me empty calorie points. Don't give me empty calorie wrestling. I want to enjoy you.
Listen, to your point, everybody on this show or listens to this show knows I'm a huge Pacer fan, and we won Game 3. It was great. But, man, my favorite player right now is Tyrese Halliburton because I love that pass-first point guard. I was a huge Jason Kidd fan.
Halliburton.
Yeah. Yes, man. Like, and man, I was like you said, your favorite player, you be on his ass. He shot 1 for 12 from the 3 point, and I was like, man, stop shooting, keep passing, bro. I was on his ass, you know. So, like, to your point, and guys, you guys out there watching out here on X and on Facebook and you know on Twitch and later on we put it on the podcast version. You guys know, if you guys were listening to this show years ago or saw any of the video content that I did like 10 so years ago, like I was always hard on WWE's ass because the show was lazy. You have the best athletes in the world, but the show is lazy. So like I was stayed on them, and I always said, and I always stayed on top of it. You're not pushing young talent. This is before NXT was popping, before the NXT that we know, not the game show. They were trying different things, you know. They was trying to do Tough Enough, and they was trying to do that little NXT game and blah 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 yada 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 to bring new talent in, but nothing was working. But when you stay true to what wrestling is supposed to be, which is like teach them wrestling and teach them how to entertain, and you made it more about wrestling and start trying to make it this reality show, then you have NXT that comes in and becomes something beautiful and really is developing the stars of tomorrow. But I harped about this 10 plus years ago that they wasn't trying to build young talent. And now I can't complain about that because guess what they're doing? We got stars. We got today's stars and yesterday's stars mixing it up. It's a great vibe, man. So I wanted to talk a little bit about that. We just had the WWE draft that went down, and I'll just take spitball takes on that real quick because we're going to get to our draft. But for me, I don't feel like this draft really moved the needle. At least night one didn't. There was a few moves there that I thought was interesting, like Nia Jax and Braun Breaker moving to Raw and Nia moving to SmackDown. But man, a lot of people staying in the same place. Voice, what'd you think about that draft just in a nutshell?
I think, like you said, it wasn't like high impact, everybody moving around night one. We did have a few changes. So this kind of draft kind of leads me to the fact of I can't wait to see what Trips has in store for us. This has been a long time since we've had a guy at the wheel who understands the fans and what they enjoy. So I'm looking really forward to the storylines and everything that he has in place for this specific draft.
Yeah, I think Monday might hit a little bit harder. I think that they will because they were so light on SmackDown. I think we might see a couple heavy hitters on Monday Night Raw. But Jones, what are you thinking, man? Hype. What do you think about this draft in a nutshell, bro?
Yo, so I thought this draft hit a little bit different, man. I liked it. I liked that one. We had Paul Heyman open the show, let people know, hey, Roman Reigns says he's withdrawing himself from the draft because he realizes the importance of the draft and how you know he you can't just pick Roman Reigns as number one pick because he should be number one pick. That pick should go to someone else. I thought there was intriguing lines in this draft. I love that Bianca went number one. You know, shout out Mello, shout out the representation that we saw through this draft, but and on SmackDown, just as a whole, man, I think this highlighted a true new future in WWE. And I know folks out there think that I'm like a WWE loyalist and stuff like that, but like I just like intriguing stuff. I like stories. I like when you add little details and like that makes sense. So like this hit for me. I know it probably was not the most star-studded spectacular thing in the world, but as far as a draft goes, I think this set a foundation for, hey, okay, this is really the future that we're going for, and look at this.
I like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, that's a good point. Once again, good point. That's what we do here in your house, y'all. We look at things a little bit deeper. Yeah, we get a little bit granular with our discussions here at in your house, but because we love this and we break it down to the very lowest that we can break it down to and analyze it as we attempt to build it back up or appreciate it for what it is. So P, what you think, man? Yo,
Spell granular. Spell granular.
you want me to spell that right now?
Spell
You want
granular.
me to spell that right now?
Yeah. Don't look it
I'm
up.
not gonna sit up here. I'm not gonna sit up here and look stupid on my own podcast because I'm not gonna do it.
Stop it. I can't. Hey, can we all just be friends?
We haven't even
Why
started
can't
the
we
draft
be
yet.
friends?
We are
Why
friends.
can't
What
we
is that?
be friends? Why can't we be friends?
Why can't we be
Come on, put the lighters
friends?
up. Put the lighters up, y'all. Come on. We're getting symmetry here. All right, we're getting back in symmetry. We got a draft coming. There we go. There we go. We're in symmetry here. All right. Yeah, we got to stay in symmetry right now because in about 2 minutes, we're going to be fighting over draft picks. This is about to be a movie up in here.
But no,
right.
I agree with Pop. Honestly, I feel like if you looked at it surface level, then yeah, you may not have thought this draft was anything like special. Hey, what up, Austin Collins? But yeah, if you didn't really look at it, really like whatever. But to me, I thought night one hit, and it's why it hit. For the first time in history, a black woman goes first overall.
Yep.
Now, you had so many options because we have such a star-studded WWE right now. You had so many people. We didn't hear Gunther. We didn't hear, and I'm talking about the full night. We didn't hear Gunther. We didn't hear Gunther number one. We didn't hear Seth Rollins number one. AJ Styles number one. LA Knight number one. Well, Logan Paul number one. All these people that either are deemed marketable or over or whatever may have you. No, who we heard was Bianca Belair number one. On top of that, in round one, it had 4 picks. 3 of those picks were people of color. Maybe you could say 4 because I believe there's like a discrepancy on whether or not, Seth Rollins is of color. I believe he's Armenian, but like whatever, like his last name is Lopez. At the end of the day, you have 4, 3.5, 4, whatever, people of color all picked in the first round. Right? And one of them was an NXT call-up, which is also saying the faith and belief they already have in this kid. And then they put him in a match with the WWE champion. I think the reason that this doesn't feel maybe super duper special is because like we didn't have the Roman Reigns' or the Brock Lesnar's or the John Cena's that in previous years we were able to do that with. Also, once upon a time, we were spoiled with the draft where the draft had people actually have to wrestle and the one who wins the match determine who gets drafted. I think we thought that was kind of cool back in the day. I think us having a draft like this still serves its purpose. I also think certain draft things surprised me. I wasn't expecting Nia to go to SmackDown, and now my question is, does she become a part of the Bloodline story? And she attacked Bayley, and then when Naomi jumped on her and she hit her back, she didn't like, oh yeah, whatever. No, she said, stay out of this. She talked to her as if she was talking to family, not she was talking to an enemy.
Right.
And then but I will say, I do feel like, and I know me and Jones talked about this. I feel like the biggest miss of the whole draft was Melo going to SmackDown. Because you have Monday Night Melo right there.
That'd be money right there. That'd be money. You could put that on the shirt. You could put that on the shirt.
I know you want Monday Night Melo P, but like I think that's gonna hit sooner than later. We have Seth Rollins that's gonna be on Monday Night Raw still. I think when he comes back, he's gonna come back to praise. He was the Shield. He didn't turn on Cody. He did all the things he said he was gonna do. His redemption arc has been there, right? So he can't come back as a heel. He's probably gonna come back as a Monday Night Messiah type character, Monday Night Rollins. I love Monday Night Melo. I think that's going to hit. And I think the feud between the two of them will hit. But I think they want to stretch out they want to stretch out that time right now. They gave Melo that spotlight with Cody to on SmackDown this week, and I think that I think you're gonna see a rise of Melo because they didn't, we didn't see a heel or face Melo. We just saw Melo, like an aggressive, competitive Melo.
Yeah.
Hey, John, does this say Namaste in your description?
Yes, it does.
Well, Namaste my ass over here on Monday Night Mellow. You know.
I can't stand you. You're my best friend, but I can't stand you.
Oh man.
You can't stand me to sit down.
I am sitting. Hey,
Oh man.
Hold them
right.
chopsticks a little tighter.
Salute.
I'm on your ass today. Stay away from my plate.
You know what? Namaste and everything, but I know what I'm picking now.
I need somebody that's not him to do the allocating of the orders, because I know like, I don't care if I'm 1 or 2. I just got to make sure that I'm 3 and Paragon's after me. Nah.
Look, I'm running this today. Like I am running this.
I
will show everybody. I am running this. I got this. It is.
You guys see it there. You guys see it there. For all you guys listening out there, all you guys watching out there, now it is time to get to this. We're here to trash talk and start. Howse championship belt draft. We've been talking about this all week. We put something out there on social media. The team shared it to everybody that they could share it to. So thank you to you guys for sharing that and putting it out there. It's time, baby. It is time. So I'm going to throw it to my producer here. I break down just a little bit of the rules here of this draft, what we're rocking with, and yeah, let's just get to it.
All right, so we have a random order picker for this draft. Obviously, we have 4 teams. We have Team Con, we have Team Voice, Team Hypocrisy, or Peace and Prosperity, whichever one I choose. It might be Yin and Yang today, and then of course we have Team Paragon. And we will be choosing our roster of championship belts, and you'll be able to see that right here. We have a large roster of championship belts that we can choose from, and we are basically starting our own promotion off of this. We're going to have a series of drafts in the next coming weeks. Our championship draft is the start of this. I believe next week we will be having an indie wrestler draft, and we have a pool of indie wrestlers that are putting their names into this draft. And if you're listening right now, and if you're an indie wrestler, make sure you put your name into this draft for next week, and we'll get this all together.
If you don't wash your hair, you're not a part of my roster.
Oh, you heard it. You heard it.
And wash under your arms and between the cheeks. I'll hit stuff like outside and bounce that ass. What's wrong with you?
Hygiene is important.
He said, "Wash your ass. Wash your ass."
It is.
So I believe we are having 8 rounds to this draft. So that is 8 championship belts that our rosters will assemble. After round 3, I believe we are open to make trades.
Yes.
Yes, and once a belt is picked, it is picked. So
Benito, kaput, off the board. Nobody can pick it.
Off the board. So just for example, let's say Conman picked this WWE championship with the scratch championship belt as his pick. That takes it off the board, as you can see right there, and adds it to his roster. We are going to get ready to get it started here. I'm going to randomly start the randomizer generator.
Also, before you do that, I also want to add that once it is your turn and you are on the clock, you have 60 seconds to pick. 60 seconds to pick, because we don't want to have this to be like a 3-hour podcast. So you gotta take it in. You gotta see what you got in front of you, and you gotta make your pick.
Absolutely,
also,
absolutely.
Apparently, if you take Khan's pick, you get fired, and if you take my pick, you get less.
Facts.
So
There's repercussions to picks.
They are
Yeah.
bullied.
All right. Here we go. All right, we'll do this thing. I got
Do the
my man
randomizer.
Jones. We're doing the randomizer. It's going right now. Yeah!
Oh,
Whoa! Let's go!
money.
Conman
Okay.
in the building, baby.
Money.
Concept in the building, baby.
All right. So
All right.
our round picks will be Conman, Voice, Paragon, and Hypocrisy in that order.
Oh. All right. So all right, you tell me when I'm on the clock.
All right. So the draft begins. And
All right,
Conman
all
is
right.
on the clock now.
I'm on the clock
first
now
pick.
officially with the first pick. All right. Dang, the first pick in the draft here. I'm looking here at the list that we have. All right. My pick is in. With the first pick in the In Your House Championship Draft, Team Concept picks the WWF Winged Eagle Championship.
It's a good pick.
A championship from a great era of wrestling where we had greats such as Shawn Michaels, Undertaker, Bret Hart, many more. It was Attitude Era. It had a great design. I always loved the design of this championship, and it always shouted prestige to me. My first pick in this draft is the WWF Winged Eagle Championship.
I like it. Good pick.
Yeah. The Lou likes your pick too.
Yes.
My man, appreciate you, Lou.
All right.
Appreciate you,
So
Lou.
our next pick is for Team Voice. Team Voice, you're on the clock.
All right.
So I really think that the first pick should be something that what's going to be your gemstone of your promotion. And there's been one belt my entire wrestling watching adulthood that I've just loved because I love the way he brought it out, and it is the Taz FTW belt with the orange strap.
Wow, what a pick.
I like that pick.
That's going to set my champion for a beautiful title to carry around. It's unique. It's got the orange strap. It's great medals. I love it. I love the design of it. Taz was a beast when he brought that out, just to troll Sabu too. Just to troll Sabu.
This is a good pick. I like it, man. We're off to a hot start here. Interesting start. And we'll go ahead and move right along.
Yes,
I believe that's Pete.
Yes. Team Paragon.
Oh, it is. Am I on the
I already
clock?
know where you're going. Yeah, you are on the clock, sir,
Right.
and I already know where you're going. So come on.
The third overall pick in the In Your House Championship title belt draft. It is the Michael Jordan of picks because he went third overall, and that is the Lucha Underground Gift of the Gods Championship.
Oh, okay. That's a cold
Title.
I always thought
Nice
that was a
call.
cold title.
It's beautiful, and the concept of it, I mean, you have your TV title because when you don't cash it in, you have to defend it every single week. You have your Money in the Bank title because you have to cash it in, but they make you shoot your shot and actually announce that you're going to have the match. You get your option C from the X Division title, so you can actually cash in the title for the championship. You get your workhorse, you get your Money in the Bank, you get your next moment. Like the IC title was originally used to let you know who was next for the world title. Many things you love about other championships, the Gift of the God puts into one. And my thing is, you said it's the crown jewel, right, boys? The crown jewel never said it had to be your world title, but it's a title that gets people talking. TNA had the X Division title. The IC title for years was on your mind. And right now, we got this, baby.
Dude, and that's why your surname is Mr. Make a Bitty Hit Her Knees, because that's an excellent point. Your world title does not have to be your gem. whatever title that gets you the most views, the most people, the most pop, the most everything. That's what needs to be your gem. Great pick, Paragon, and great insight, man. This is a mind everybody needs to be paying attention to. Everybody, get on the Paragon train.
You know,
You gonna get gone. You already know them vibes. All right, man. Hype. It's all you, bro. There we go. Hypocrisies pick. Your pick is coming up, and you are on the clock, sir.
I'm on the clock, and I think the only way I can go, because just me personally, and it's right behind me already. Already.
Oh, dang! I was hoping to get that in like the next.
You sometimes you pick what you don't want to lose, right? And I don't want to lose Big Gold, so my very first pick is Big Gold.
Great
WCW pick. Big Gold, not the WWF.
Yeah, the
or
WWE.
Even
still
greater
on the
pick.
board.
Even greater pick. I think you picked the better one. Honestly, the WCW one was honestly my personal favorite one. But go ahead and break down why it was your first pick.
I think for me, in wrestling, that was my very first championship gold belt that I saw on television. I was a WCW kid, man. You got to remember, like that's what I wanted. I even liked it when it was defaced a little bit, even though and now that I have weirder feelings about that guy, but that's not here nor there because peace and prosperity. Um, that is just that's my belt. Like that's what I see as a championship belt. It is big. It is just, it's everything.
And it's one of the prettiest belts in all of professional wrestling, specifically
Facts.
the WCW one, because the WCW one was larger than the WWE one.
Yes.
And so it truly felt like a big gold belt. When you were wearing it, it felt like it was encompassing you. Whereas, with the WWE version of it, it felt like they purposely made it smaller, either because A, they thought it was dumb, or B, they wanted to minimize it to show it wasn't on the level of the other one. So I feel you. I think that's a great pick.
All right. So, are we randomizing the next round?
Every
round. Randomize it. Randomize
it. Sorry, let me pull that up here so you guys can see.
All right, round two, guys. Round two, guys.
All right. Oh, I thought that was it. I was like, oh, I got number two. Okay.
Hey, yo!
Okay. So,
what?
We got the draft order as Paragon, Hypocrisy, Con Man, and Voice. So, Paragon, you are on the clock, sir.
All right. So I already know what.
Hey, hit my. Where's my draft? Where's my draft noise at? I want my draft noise.
Right. Doing too many things, Con.
I know. You're killing the producer, bro. Killing.
All right. So with my next pick, this was the title that Kurt Angle held. This was the title that The Rock held. This was the title that, more specifically, Eddie Guerrero held. This was my championship. The big gold belt was to you the WWE Undisputed Championship that was on SmackDown. That was my title. And that was the one that made me say, I want to be a professional wrestler. When I saw that around The Rock's waist, when I saw that in Eddie Guerrero's waist, and I have two memories. One of them was The Rock having that championship belt in his hand and then running down the ring trying to attack Brock Lesnar. And the other one was tears and Mama Guerrero's eyes when Eddie handed that to her. This is the championship belt that I want to be the title that the gift of the gods is trying to get to.
I like that.
That's a good pick.
We might have to talk here in a couple of rounds. I'm just saying. Like,
was that the
list? we might have to talk. I'm just saying. So, with that, yes, team Hypocrisy, Team Peace is on the board, and the pick that. I'm gonna go with this NWA World's Championship.
Damn it!
I-
Son of a bitch!
I like this championship. I think it is great, and I'm probably gonna do I'm gonna do something that people don't like about, or that people won't like. If I'm drafting my belts, big gold is my number one, right? That is the top tier of the top tier. And in drafting this NWA World's Heavyweight Championship, I'm going to make this my mid card title, but it's mid-card title with prestige.
Oh man, so the NWA championship was most definitely on my list. The prestige behind that championship, 10 pounds of gold, as it's called. And even in today, it's a well-respected championship. I do believe that you can take that championship to any promotion and people will be like, oh, that's being defended. So yeah, I do believe that the NWA championship, not just the prestige behind it, but just the look of it. It looks like a fantastic championship that I think anybody would be proud to hold. I love the side plates where it has pretty much all the countries on the side of it, truly representing that it is a world championship. The NWA World's Heavyweight Championship is one of the most prestigious championships in all of professional wrestling, and that's a great pick.
Thank you. That leads us to you, sir.
All right, so it is Team Concepts pick here. So now I'm thinking about what I want on my show, and I know that I've raved about this championship in past episodes for good reason, because we've been talking a little bit. A word that's been coming up in our group chat a lot is, or a phrase, a saying is agent of chaos. And I feel like that chaos is something that people love to see. And I take it back to the 90s, the late 90s, the Attitude Era. And of course, you had the Attitude Era championship. But of course, there was that other championship that for some reason everybody wanted. And anybody who had it was getting chased on a nightly basis. That's the WWF Hardcore Championship. Still, I say one of the most prestigious championships in all of professional wrestling, because why would somebody take the time to chase somebody around for that championship? This championship is a championship everybody wanted. Nobody did not want to be hardcore. Yeah. Why? Who don't want to be known as hardcore? It's the hardcore championship. There was something that was carried with that championship. That means you'll do anything at any time, at any point to protect that championship. I go back to a champion such as Crash Holly. Crash Holly chased around all the time. Longest reigns. And I feel like they tried to do something like that with the 24/7 championship. But it just didn't hit as hard, man. Of course, it was gifted to Mick Foley. And of course, later, it was really like Boss Man stood on business with that championship. Yeah, Big Boss Man stood on business with that championship. And it was a pivotal part of the Attitude Era. It was Crash TV at its finest. You saw it defended at all places, at any way. So many things was just fun about that championship. And I want my show to have that fun, chaos type filled vibe to it. So I'm picking the WWF Hardcore Championship.
Love it.
Love it. Love it. All right. That brings us to voice.
Okay. So I've been sitting here listening, especially when Paragon was speaking of his title and what it needs to represent. And it brought me back to a day of, I remember a certain man who toured the ECW world, and he held a certain title for, I believe it was 2 years for his first run. And that's the ECW television champion.
Oh,
I need that championship because I feel it's going to go off the board with a certain guy who kind of hires us all and brings us all together to do this. So I wanted to get that off the board. But that title, watching Rob Van Dam defend that title night after night, doing what he did at that high of a level, his first run before his leg broke was something to go back and rewatch. RVD at that time was on levels that people could not understand.
I like that pick. I like that pick. You know, I love me some ECW. I'm a huge Paul Heyman guy, so I love me some ECW. And I really thought that they had beautiful title belts. Like they really, truly did. So, like, yeah, man, I like that pick. And that was a very solid second round. A very solid second round. That was great. But we got to move on to the third round. And guys, I just want to remind you guys, after this third round, guess what? Trades are open. Trades are open. Negotiations can be had, but we'll get to that when we get there. Right now, it's time to randomize again for the third round. All right. Oh, all right. Oh, okay. Okay. All right, break it down. What do we got here?
Here we go. I'm not gonna lie. I was not expecting this. So
what's the order for the podcast listeners?
I'm sorry. The order is
Hypocrisy Jones,
Hypocrisy, Team Paragon, Team Voice, Team Con.
Got it. All right, man.
Almost every.
All right.
There we go. I think P was saying almost everybody's had like a first round pick.
Yeah, I think so far.
Like first pick. Yeah.
I think Voice is the only one that hasn't had first round, right?
So far.
I think so. All right, put him on. All right, put him on the clock, Voice. Put him on the clock.
All right.
I'm on the clock. And so one belt that I didn't know about as much, but through doing this, I saw and I thought was beautiful. And I feel like somebody's going to get mad at me for taking this, but I am going to pick up this Pan-African title.
Oh, look on P's face. Suplexes on suplexes.
Yeah, so I know things are going to be happening, but like it's okay. This might be tiny bit strategic for later, but we'll see what happens. But man, you threw this in here, and I was like, oh my god, this is one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen.
My mentor currently holds the championship, so I'm like, you really just gonna, you know what?
I'm sorry.
Later. I've had it up to here with you.
Oh my god. You look, man, and I'm sorry, but I saw this title and I was like, man, look at this title. This would make one of the greatest, like one of the greatest, like most prestigious, maybe women's title, maybe women's mid card title. I know it's traditionally a men's title.
Actually,
but
not. The very first holder was a woman.
Oh, okay. So there we go.
There we go.
Yeah, Trisha Dora was the first person to hold the title. The second person ever was Shug D, who beat her for it. And so my idea was it was going to be an intergender title, but somebody.
I'm sorry.
Because I got the title he won. Think this about the bitch.
Nah, it ain't even like that. I'm just saying, we're just saying we can make trades after this round. I'm just saying.
That's why we had trades open, so we can use strategy moves for sure. So yeah, this is panning out to be great.
And lo and behold, whose pick is next?
I'm not gonna be mean. I'm not gonna just, I'm gonna grab this to take it off the table so nobody else can have it. Because if I was, Khan would be mad at me right now. Instead, I'm gonna stick to my game plan. And my game plan is, to me, I'm building my roster, so I'm building my divisions. I have my championship, that's my world title. The gift of the Gods championship is intergender. Like, that's a big part of what I'm trying to do, is have intergender titles. But I do want to give my women something that they can be proud to fight for if they don't feel like going after a quote unquote men's dominant championship. And to me, The most consistently good / prestigious women's championship in present day women's wrestling is the TNA Knockouts Women's Championship. But I want the current design because I think the current design is very beautiful. Originally, I was thinking about going like Stardom or along those lines, but I decided I want to do the TNA Knockout Women's Championship because to me it just looks so beautiful. The present day one. You have legends, both WWE, TNA, AEW, whoever, who have held that championship, wrestling legends, period. And so I'm choosing the TNA Knockouts current women's championship.
That's a great pick. That's another great pick.
Yeah, great.
That is another great pick. I really like that. The Knockouts Championship holds a lot of prestige behind it, and it's a great design as well. I do enjoy that pick quite a bit. And of course, it's you, as we're doing here, you're building your women's division. So not only a great pick design-wise and history-wise, but strategy-wise as well. That's a good pick.
Do you need me to send it to you because you can't find it right now?
I'm looking. I will find it. It was already on this list, right?
I believe so.
Yeah,
Okay,
I think
cool.
it was. I think it was. But if not, we'll find it, put it on the board, but we'll make a note of it. And that is going to move us on. That's going to be voice.
All right. So we have talked a couple times, Mr. Khan, and I think you know a title that I really do love thoroughly from WCW days. I mean, hell, it hangs behind me in my studio, signed by the greats who held it, and I'm gonna have to go the WCW United States Championship heavyweight belt.
Good.
I love it. I love the design. I love the prestige that came with it. I love that almost everybody who held it. It was such a fun title to see go back and forth, storylines built behind. I mean, it gave us some of the greats to be out there. One of my favorite runs was the man himself, DDP's run with it. It just, at that time, it really brought a big pop to that specific title. And I just love the design of it, man. It's so nice. And it's got the eagle in the middle. I love it.
It's a great title. Absolutely. And it's a title that holds much prestige. Many names have held it over the years. I do appreciate the fact that even though the WWE doesn't have the U.S. title design that you saw back in WCW, I can't appreciate the fact that at least they kept the lineage of it. And, so much great names have held that championship over the years. A laundry list of names have held it. And for me, watching WCW and being a WCW kid, it was always, of course, equivalent to that Intercontinental Championship at WWE, where it's like, this is the mid-card title. This title is being put on the star that we think is going to be next in line to possibly be a world heavyweight championship. So let's give you some reps as a champion, see how you look with the title on you, see how you present with the title on you. I think that a great pick is the WCW United States Championship.
Very well put.
Yeah, so I guess that puts me on the board. Me.
That it does. Give me here.
All right. So I think about a championship today that has really not been around that long, but its prestige has built in the history of this championship has already had some great names on it. Names that you see right now, such as Trick Williams and Dom Mysterio and Carmelo Hayes, Ricochet, Keith Lee, Oba Femi is the current champion right now. You guys know what I'm talking about. Basically, the African American Championship, but I'm talking about the NXT North American Championship, a title from the recent history of WWE and NXT with great prestige, but not only with great prestige, an incredible title design. I love the strap on it. It's one of the titles that I want personally. That's the NXT North American Championship. P, I love you, man. I love you, man. Oh, Lou wants to know what's P measuring. What is he measuring?
I'm measuring that I have had it up to here with this. I'm measuring
Yes,
how much
man.
ass pooping I'm about to dish out. God damn it.
No.
That's twice.
Hey, trades, man, trades.
Yeah, there's trades.
And actually, talk about trades. Trades are now officially open.
That's true.
Trades are now officially open. So, Hype, go ahead and give us the order for round 4. And while that order is coming up, everybody could think about what trades they want to offer up. It's still out there, possibility. Round 4. Oh, Hype again.
Bam.
All right.
After that, then Voice, then Paragon. So the order is Hype, Con Man, Voice, and Paragon. Hype.
Sorry, give me just a second because I'm correcting the draft so that P's belt is correct in there. So I apologize.
That it reflects. We have to make sure that the belts reflect, all right? Because we're going to make sure you guys out there, we're going to get the screenshot of the belts that we have selected. We're going to put it on the In Your House Facebook page and the list of the picks. And we're going to get your guys' thoughts, what you guys think about what our titles represent for our brand, the picks, the designs, what you guys think, who did it best. But now we're officially now in the 4th round. Hype, it's you, bro.
Yeah, sorry. I wanted to make sure that that P got his TNA Knockouts division title in there in the correct version. So I do apologize about that. With my next pick, I need I need some team synergy, and there's nothing better than team synergy than with a tag team title. And I think one of my favorite tag team titles to date right now, although these new ones that they got, they kind of hitting for me. But one of my favorite tag team titles today is the original the WCW tag team titles, the original tag team titles. So I am taking the WCW World Tag Team titles.
Ooh, that's a good pick. That's a good pick. Gotta have some tag team action. You gotta have that tag team action there, ready to go, ready to rock, and ready to get it cracking. So yeah, I like that pick. That's a good pick.
That's a great pick.
All right. And next up on the board is Con Man.
So I've always been a huge fan of cruiserweight wrestling. And the way that this title has been presented has not only been held by many champions that have been of the cruiserweight variety, but also, it's kind of open weight, and then, you have the listen, man, I'm just telling you, you got the Ultimate X match right there. I'm picking the TNA X Division Championship.
Which iteration?
Oh, man.
Which iteration?
Yeah, there are multiple iterations. So we have the X Division title right here. We have the Impact X Division title as well.
Present day one, because if you scroll to the top, there's another one.
Yes, we have. This is the present day one. So which iteration?
Day one. That's the second iteration.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Scroll down.
We have another one.
Scroll down.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm picking it right here. I'm looking at it. I'm on my computer, checking it out too. Scroll down a little. Yeah. Scroll down a little bit.
This one or
I think there was a. Yeah, that's the one. Give
this
it to
one?
me. Yes.
Okay.
So the Impact X Division.
Yes. I like that one. I dug that one. Of course, I know the prestige of it, but that title design, I was always particular to that title design. I like that one, but I want to have that prestige of the TNA Impact Champion or the TNA X Division Championship on my show. And man, especially with the picks that we'll be having on another episode, I think that I can make this go really, really hard. But I'll go ahead and move on to our next pick. Who's next on the list here?
Next on the list is The Voice.
Voice.
All right. So as I was looking, I see some great titles out there. Some really nice ones, and I really think I want to go my second tier for the women's division. I don't want to go for my title right now for the women's division because I got a couple options and I feel a couple rounds might narrow it down for me. But I love the TNT title for my women's division.
Okay.
Only because one of my favorite ladies right now in professional wrestling holds it. Let's just say the fun you can have in the world of wrestling is shown through massive amounts of hard work, just putting through, not worrying about what's going on in the world today, and just pushing through and showing what you can do in a ring. And I think that title can represent that for my mid-cards women's.
You said the TNT or the TBS?
I meant the TBS.
That's right.
TBS.
I apologize for the TBS title. I like that for my mid-men. I think it's represented.
I definitely knew what you meant because the title design is so nice.
I totally apologize for that, fans out there. And fans, thank you for joining us and giving us your opinions on that and being active in the chat.
Yes.
Definitely remember that this is going to everybody's promotion that will be started up, and jump on somebody's bandwagon and cheer them on. Give us some feedback on it if you like the titles. If you don't,
we want to know. We want to know, most definitely. But I like that pick there for your women's championship, the TBS championship. And let's move on to the next round or to the next pick here.
Dang, he said. He said we don't need no more picks. He said I'm tired of getting measured up against. Okay.
we still got one more pick.
Well, I also feel like I need some camaraderie and I need some people that are going to come together as a collective and work. But here is something I think that is missing in wrestling. That's something that AEW has and I like. But I like it a little bit more when it was done in ROH. And so I'm talking about the ROH Trios Championships.
Ooh, okay. We're going to have a Trios division.
I feel like a lot of places have tag team divisions. I want a Trios division. I want a division that I can be like, hey, we doing the damn thing here and we are collective and we win it. Now, initially, I was thinking about doing the AEW because I love how the AEW title belts look. But a group I always wanted to be a part of, Shane Taylor Promotions, held the ROH Trios Championship. So that's like, I kind of want to show love to them. And also it makes me apart. I don't have to have a tag team division. I have a Trios division. So
100% set you apart.
And think about all the teams we could have had in even let's say a WWE. Like if Evolution had the Trios titles, the Shield, the Wyatt family, the New Day. Picture these three people stables. I mean, hell, considering how many members Judgment Day has, they could have people with Trios titles. So you think of all these groups that could have Trios titles, and then you go a little bit further than that. because if your trios titles are also intergender, then with your trios titles also being intergender, you could have a Enzo, Cass, and Carmella as your trios champions. You
Ooh,
could
yeah,
have
yeah.
Ford, a Angelo Dawkins and a Bianca Belair as your trios champion, or sub out for Lashley. Like, there's so much that you could do, and so I want those trios titles on my show.
That's a very smart
I like
pick.
that.
I like that.
Yeah, that's a really good pick. Yeah, trios division. I think that's something that we could still see moving forward into the future. Most definitely is a trios division. I like that pick a lot for all the reasons that you said, basically. But guys, so let me tell you. Anybody? Do we got any trade offers here? Everybody good? None. Well, yeah, we good. No. All right. Well, then it's time to go on.
My door is open.
He said my door open. I could do business. He's like, I do business.
Come and knock on my door.
Baloo says WWE should have one show tag titles and one show trios to make something special for each show. Ooh,
Like
you got something there. You got something there. I like that. That's good. Let's go. All right. Let's move on.
That one time where one show had the cruiserweight title and the other show had the women's title.
Oh.
So, like, if we have something like that, we're like, oh, this show has the cruiserweight title and they have this, but then we got so many titles now. So,
you're right. But it would be a good way to get you to watch a specific show if you like a certain division. So it's definitely a good thought. But with all the titles, it would just be crazy. But let's go ahead and move on to the next round here. I believe we're in round 5.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So we got to get
randomizer.
I know Voice hasn't had first pick yet, but I want first pick, damn it.
That's okay.
What do we got?
Man, it's the exact same order it was last time, isn't it?
Here, let's randomize it again. We can do it again. There we go.
Hey, Voice got the one.
There we go.
Voice, Paragon, Conman, and Hypocrisy.
All right. So that's going to put Voice on the.
All right.
I got to go for my women's world title, and I'm going to go with something that I just love. It's big, it's gnarly looking, and it's the AEW Heavyweight Championship belt. I just think the women carrying that thing around, to me, I wouldn't want to mess with her in a ring if she's carrying that belt. So I think it gives my champion a kind of a gritty edge, kind of like like a Rhea feel. That's just how I feel with that title. I love the title. I think it looks cool. I love it reminds me of so many titles thrown together into one, and I think it came out pretty clean. So I think I want my women to represent that one. My top women.
The AEW World Heavyweight Championship. That was definitely one that was on my list because it's a great looking title. But I think that it's a title that in the history of AEW has done pretty well for itself in terms of holders, and it's all been strategic as far as putting people in the spot that they, because we had Chris Jericho, and Mox and so many different ones there that you got to start it off on the right foot, especially since like we're in a young era of wrestling. Like they're in a young era of wrestling. They've been around like 5 years. Like you have to build the championship and build it prestigiously, which is why even in the young history of the NXT North American Championship, I had to pick that one because of the prestige that it's built in the short amount of time. So I think that's a good pick for your women's division, is the look and the feel of that championship.
Like it.
Yeah, we're going to.
All right.
So we're trying to make sure we show the love on here. I have a title that's intergender. I have my women's championship. And I have the trios championship, which you could also argue can be intergender. But once again, I want to give something for the ladies because I feel like so much in wrestling they've been ignored. And I have a championship that you can argue is intergender, but once again will be male dominant. So I want to make sure that I use a title that's still trying to earn its prestige, but has had some pretty prestigious people already hold it. And I'm talking about the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships.
Ooh, okay.
Undisputed recently. And on top of that, you have the likes of Mercedes Moné / Sasha Banks and Bayley that have held it. You have Naomi that's held it. I believe Bianca and Jade are going to end up holding it here soon. And another reason why I want these championships, personally, the way that many people, and now granted, I grew up in the Attitude Era, but the way that many people look at Trish and Lita, I look at Sasha and Bayley. Because Trish and Lita, I appreciated them, but they didn't really hit with me. I was more of a Jazz and Victoria person growing up and a Molly Holly person. But then when I saw Bayley and Sasha, I was like, this is what women's wrestling is supposed to be and was supposed to be a long time ago, whatever may have you. So the fact that they both got to hold those championships, to me, that's the one I want to be like, yeah, the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships, I got to have them on my roster. I got to have them on my team. And I got to make sure that I got some badass women defending and fighting for these championships. And why does it feel like all the titles I pick are on the list, Pop?
Huh? No, they're on the list. They're on the list. I got you. Your list is straight, bro.
Boom. Right there.
Yeah.
Right there. I like that pick. It is. It's a good looking title too. I mean, they're good looking titles, and I do see, like, for a long time I was like, especially with the women that they started acquiring on the roster, I was like, man, why don't they have a women's tag team championship? And then lo and behold, they finally ended up doing it. And yeah, there's been some rocky times with that championship for sure. I mean,
it was cursed.
It was gonna say at one point it was cursed. but I think it's came back around. You have the Kabuki Warriors who are holding it right now. Like P said, I do believe that 2 out of the 3 of the big 3, Bianca Belair and Jade Cargo, are going to end up holding it. So things are really looking up for that championship. I think that's a great pick. All right. All right. So that puts me on the board then. Me.
Yeah.
So me thinking about what I want to do with my championship and the places that I want to go with it. Of course, I have to make sure that I have a women's division, and I want to make sure that I have a prestigious women's championship. And I feel like that many different prestigious women's championships have been birthed out of this one. And it's a title design that I really like and have liked for a while. I like the strap on it. It's a little smaller, but it still looks like a nice championship. And one thing that I really like is how they put the promo picture of the current champion in the center of it. And that's the NWA World's Women Championship. I think that's a good title. I know recently Camille had a historic run with that championship, the NWA World's Women Championship. Like I said, good look, a lot of history behind it. They call it the Burke. And, you know, you have that picture right there in the center of it. I just think that's a nice touch. So, yeah, for my women's division, I like the NWA World's Women Championship.
I like that.
I like that as well. Good pick. Good pickup.
That's a nice pickup right there.
Yeah.
And it has so much history behind it too.
Yes, a lot of history. A lot of history. All righty. We'll push on here. Anybody? No trade? We still anybody? No.
Come and knock on my door.
I'm going to play you.
Oh no.
But I'll take it like Because I can, and I have all the belts that you want to.
No, you just got one, but you're gonna pay for it though.
Okay.
You're gonna pay what you owe.
I'm gonna
Hypocrisy.
pay what I owe. All right. I got you. I got you. I got you.
Next
Okay.
pick. Next pick.
So with my next pick, with my pick, I'm going with a belt that I think is slept on a bit. I think it also has prestige. We talk about black champions and things like that, but this belt probably was one of the quickest to crown a black champion. And what I'm going with is the OG NXT World Heavyweight.
Oh man, the OG took it off my list.
I'm so sorry. So sorry, sir. So sorry.
Oh, son, bitch.
I love the design of this belt. I think that it was so unique when it first came out. Who else using the big X as your brand, as opposed to a traditional main plate. I love that with the little side plate in and T's. I think it's great. I love the lineage. I love that Big E got that belt very quick as a black champion. And it's a great belt. I'm just saying.
It's a great belt. Great belt. I always love the big X in the middle of it. This championship birthed what NXT became. I mean, I think of guys like you said, Big E holding that championship, Bo Dallas holding that championship, the first ever one to hold it, of course, being Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
Faggoted bitch.
But listen, Kevin Owens,
So we're
Sami
open to
Zayn.
trades now. If you I don't got any of the belts you want.
Sami Zayn, Adrian Neville. I mean, so much great names linked to this specific championship. It's a great title. That's a great pick. The OG NXT championship.
Raggedy.
Yes.
What's wrong?
I hope everything bad happens to you and only you. Until you do right by me, everything you do go. Everything you done to me, I already done to you. I done color purple your ass.
Dang, man.
So we are.
Yo, P, you don't gotta be so mad. I got to pull out the gold mic for this one, but you ain't gotta be so mad. My door is open for trades. Just and he is. But with that being said, I'm going to hit this randomizer, and we are going to go on to the next round.
Okay.
And we have Boyce, Con Man, Paragon, and then myself in that order.
What round are we on?
This
I think
is
we're in the sixth round. Round six.
Sixth round.
Yep. Okay, so I miss the hardcore division. I wish it was back, but I wish it was back and it was intergender, because there was like Victoria. Could you imagine her as a badass being the hardcore champ and challenging different people? So this belt to me represents the hardcore division's hard work, pushing through, taking bumps, doing everything you can to get over. And it was a one-off belt, and it's got to be the Stone Cold Steve Austin Smoking Skulls belt. Is going to be my intergender division title.
I like it. Okay.
It was such a great storyline. It was such a great moment in wrestling. So fun.
And that's a good looking title. Let's be honest. That's a beautiful looking title. Look at that. 0
It
win
was
on my
kind of
shoulder.
like
Nice.
to me, and tell me if I'm wrong, but wasn't that like the first kind of one that was like separate from what we knew from titles? Like I don't ever remember.
It always like for me it was like one of those titles like when Rock had his title, his specific title, and then you had Ted DiBiase who had the $1 million title. I just feel like that specific, like having your own title design, like we take it back, like the Fiend had his own title design, Daniel Bryan had his own vegan and title design and whatnot. Like I just think that it's cool to leave your mark like that. Like every time we see that championship, we're always going to think about Stone Cold, the FTW championship that you picked earlier, your first pick. Like I always like those specific championships. I always think they're really cool, and just it's that superstar leaving its mark on the business through said title. It doesn't.
Yeah. All right.
I guess that means me. It's me.
It's you.
All right. So I am somebody who is not just a fan of this title design, but the way that I would use it in my promotion is to cross promote. And I feel like that international affairs are important now more than ever in professional wrestling. And we see it a lot in AEW. We see it a lot in WWE with them going overseas. But I feel like not only do I want a championship that I can bring over and have defended here, I can have a good working relationship with them. And it's a title that anytime it's defended on my show, I'm going to make sure that it means something. And that is the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship.
Love that. Now, which iteration are you going with?
Not the current. Not the current. No.
The current. Okay.
No. The classic.
Wait. When you say classic, which one are you talking about? Because a lot of people's mindset of the IWGP is like the one that Kurt Angle held, the one that AJ Styles tried. So what time frame are you talking about? Because the classic is actually before then. If you're talking about the old school.
Well, I'm talking about, you just had it zeroed in right there, Hype. That's the design that I want, but I'm bringing all the prestige.
That was actually the junior. I got that design was actually the junior heavyweight. I believe this is the heavyweight. This one right here.
That one.
Yep.
IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. Bring all the prestige with it, and I'm gonna use it. Have my guys go over, have excursions. It's always important for wrestlers that a lot of wrestlers want to get over to Japan. And I feel like having that relationship, it would be important, and plus it's going to be a great feel for my show. So yeah, I'm picking the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship, that design, but all the prestige that comes with it.
I like that.
So we had number 3, and that's P.
Right, we got Paragon.
Motherfuck the big 3. It's just big me. They go boom. Okay, so I'm really like that. So I figured since Khan decided to go across the pond and across the way, and it was already on my list, and he took the title I wanted to have on my list, I thought,
Raids are open.
How could I have an X Division like feel, but I could also have some ass kicking, some real hard hitters, like guys like Lionheart, Eddie Guerrero / Black Tiger, Pegasus Kid. I'm just going to say that. I'm not going to say his actual name. Guys like Omega, guys like Ibushi, and I can keep on going, but then also have guys like Mustafa Ali, Samoa Joe, AJ Styles, And so I'm thinking I want the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship on my show.
Ooh.
That way,
Ooh.
I have a technician like a Brian Danielson or Zack Sabre Jr. or Dean Malenko, but I can also have a luchador like an Eddie Guerrero and a high flyer like an AJ Styles. I can get that all-encompassing style, have that on my show, and then say, but you got to be this weight limit, or you got to be Samoa Joe. So I'm not going to tell him no. but with that being said, I'm going to emphasize weight limit. I'm not going to emphasize gender.
Oh, okay.
So if you fit the weight limit, you can be in it. But I'm going to have 2 weight limits. You have to weigh a certain amount to qualify for the division, and you also can't weigh more than a certain amount to stay in it.
Ooh.
So that way,
okay.
we're not going to, not to be that guy. I don't want to see Sasha Banks versus Samoa Joe.
Right.
But I would definitely be okay with seeing like a Nia Jax versus a Dean Malenko.
Right.
And since I would love to see something like a Nia Jax versus a Dean Malenko, hell, I'd be okay with seeing a friggin' Bianca Belair versus Montez Ford, or who gets to wear the pants that night in the house. Like, to me, there has to be within a certain weight range for my comfort. But yeah, I think it'd be awesome. So that's what I'm going with, junior heavyweight.
I like that. That's a good pick. It's a very solid pick.
That's good. That's a good pick.
I think I'm kind of following suit with you. With your line of thinking, what you're thinking, and this pick is going to be an oddball. I don't think anybody was really had this on their radar, but if you did, I'm sorry. But I'm gonna I'd like to get in that intergender realm, but I'd also like to keep it under within a certain class. So I am looking at a tag team another tag team title, but it'll be more of an intergender or open gender sort of feel. And what I'm going to be taking is the WCW Cruiserweight tag team titles for this.
Ooh.
Like it.
Wow.
So with this, I think I would have a team weight limit that I would apply to this. So like team can't weigh over, we'll say like 475 combined.
I was going to say, because as a cruiserweight can't weigh more, depending on what company, you can't weigh more than 205 or you can't weigh more than 220.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm going to kind of change the rules in that a little bit with me. That's why I'm just going to set a team weight for that. So I'm thinking like 475, something like that. So you can have somebody a little bit smaller, also somebody a little bit bigger, and it keeps things interesting. Now, hopefully we don't have big man smashing small woman sort of thing, but hopefully we can play around with the
I mean, hey, Big Show ran up AJ Lee and she got up, so
right. So I think there's things we can play with on that.
Hey, these picks are good, man. It's really forcing us to think about how we're going to do the things that we do within the confines of these promotions. And it's really thought-provoking stuff. I know I'm enjoying doing it. I hope everybody out there in the household is enjoying listening to it and watching it. But now it's time for our seventh round. Let's see what the order is going to be.
All right. Is Con Man, Hypocrisy, Voice, Paragon.
Okay. So, all right, put me on the clock.
Alert.
my chest is good in that pic.
What you say there, P?
I said my chest looks good in that pic. Just don't let me say that too loud, because then I can hear Suge D in the back. I'm talking about, if I was a bad bitch, I want to fuck me too. No, Suge. No.
I want to bang me too. I want to trap me too.
Not you too.
Listen, man, it's funny.
He gonna talk to me. To me.
To me.
Me.
To me. Oh man. All right. So I'm on the clock here. So I'm thinking about my tag team division, and I was a heavy watcher of a promotion when I got tired of WWE, and that is Ring of Honor. And I am somebody who watched it quite a bit, and I became a fan of their title designs, but not just because of the title designs itself, it's the people who held it and the prestige that came with it. And I want to make sure that my tag division is represented well. And I want the titles to look nice, and I want them to look good. And there's still titles that are still, hanging around now, and that's the Ring of Honor World Television Championship. I threw the design in there, that design, but I want all the prestige to come with it. That's the world. That's the Ring of Honor World Television Championships.
Oh, hold on. Actually, the ones that you sent me were the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships. So let me get this straight.
Is that the one I sent you?
Yeah, you sent me the Ring of Honor tag.
And I thought you said you were trying to build your tag team. And then I'm like, wait, TV title, what?
Did I say TV?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, my mistake. I meant World Tag Team Championships.
Oh,
That's what I meant.
okay,
That's
cool.
my mistake.
Okay.
That's why.
Okay.
Yep, those are the ones. That's why I confused. I didn't realize what I said. Jeez, but yeah, no, World Tag Team Championships. That's what I'm picking. I love those titles. I love that title design, and I love the prestige that comes with it.
I like it. That's a
So
nice
now I want to make sure I had a tag division. I was like, hold on, wait a minute. I got to make sure I have a tag division in there. So I had to make sure. I was like, oh, let me get some nice looking tag titles in there. So I picked them. But
I
yeah,
love how that red outlines the black of the ROH.
yes, that was the original ones right there that I really liked the designs. I always liked like when they changed it and they went more to a like a more reddish type, because they always stayed with the red, but like the world championship that like Jay Lethal held during his days with the House of Truth. Of course, Truth Martini being his manager, and of course that's who trained our man over here. P is Truth Martini, and I always loved those era of the title designs. But that first one right there, the one that you just put up there for me, they always pops to me. So that's what I would want my champions to wear.
I like it.
Yes,
It's a real
absolutely.
nice.
Anybody doing any trades yet?
You got any trade? What's happening? What's happening?
My door.
Hey, I got stuff people want, so y'all can holler at me. Shit.
Oh, you said it's me. You said you come to my door.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, my house is straight right now, so I mean, I'm just saying.
He's like, I'm good.
Mine's in order. Everything y'all took. There was only one thing in particular that I was like, damn, you screwed me over. But everything else was on my reserves list that was taken. I was just mad that it was taken off my reserves list.
Oof.
Because he wanted to make sure you're gonna get that one. All right.
But the thing is, there was one that was taken off the list, and that's why me and Bell got to talk outside for a little bit.
You can have your belt. You can have your belt. I just took the opportunity because it was like, it's pretty. Look at that thing, man. This is just Mother Africa right there.
Then I guess we're gonna have to put Jones on the clock.
Yes.
I am on the clock. And with my pick, I kind of like the gimmick belts, the gimmick design belts, and one belt that is very that I hold very close to me, just for the memory and everything, is going to be the Fiend belt.
Okay.
My fiend belt is going to be kind of set for just monsters and just very, very, very big people. So hopefully we can do some fun things with that in a minute.
I like it.
Yeah, it's a good pick.
Especially the category, the monsters. It makes me want to watch your promotion.
Yes. Thank you.
That's good stuff. Yeah.
All right. Hey, I gotta step away for just a second. So I will I'll fix the pick, but y'all go ahead.
All right.
All right. So I'm going to round out my women's division and give me a tag team division. And the titles I got to go with, I know it's starting to seem like a theme for me, household. I get it. But the ECW tag titles, I think, would be dope on the women's tag champions. I loved the look of it. I loved how it had the jagged edges. It was such a clean title to me, and the font that they used on the front of it, and it just hit with the reds, and it was such a cool looking title. And plus, so many amazing tag teams held it. And then for me in my promotion, and this is just speaking for me, to have the women hold a title that I loved so much like that, especially a tag team, that would make me it would give me a little happiness inside every time I seen it. Jones, I picked the ECW tag team titles for my women's tag team division.
Okay, cool.
It's a good pick. It is a good pick. So that's gonna put he on the board.
Mm-hmm.
That is.
So people keep talking about Agents of Chaos. People keep talking about hardcore titles and 24/7. But here's the thing, though: there's only one championship that is truly 24/7. There's only one championship that is truly intergender and interspecies.
I know where he's going with my guy.
There's only one championship that has literally been defended while someone was sleeping. I believe this championship has had over 1,000 holders.
Oh, God.
And one of its holders was a blow-up doll. So I'm not only going to, and it's been defended under crazy circumstances. So I'm like, this would be defended under hardcore rules. This would be defended no matter what your gender is, species, or whatever. Hell, my cat could win the championship. God damn it!
Yes,
I am choosing the CT Iron Man Heavy Metal Weight Championship belt.
Great
this
pick.
title will be defended at all times. Like literally, my whole mindset being anybody can get it. Like I have to have a championship like this where literally all comers are trying to come for this championship belt. Like when I start my wrestling promotion, I want to have a title that I call the anybody can get it title. And literally it's going to be a title that can be defended like, you decided to travel in town with your buddies. You better hope nobody has a camera and a referee. Because if they have a camera and a referee, you might get pinned while you sleeping in the hotel room. Or you going down the water slide. As soon as you finish going down the slide, lay on you 1, 2, 3. Hey, your cat was laying on your chest last night and was cuddling with you. You didn't realize that counts as a pin. So that's the championship I'm putting on my show because I feel like it can be both fun, but then it can also be intense. You can have the hardcore matches and stuff. But I will say this, though. With this championship, if somebody challenges for a sanctioned match, like if someone challenges you to a match or a match is scheduled, then you have to let that match finish before you can interrupt it and try to pin or whatever like that.
Oh, okay.
You can't I'm gonna make it that you can't just turn the match into a triple threat or multi-man match because you want to. You have to wait until the final bell decision bell rings and then we go. But that's what I'm choosing.
I like that.
I like it.
So that's the anyone can get it title?
Yes. And that's how I'm going to have the Iron Man Heavy Metal Weight Championship work on my show.
Dude, man, you could fall asleep with a bowl of ramen noodles on your chest, and that bowl of ramen noodles is the champion.
Here you go. It's a champion. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, like you said, that's why I picked the WWF Hardcore Championship because I'm gonna have it under the craziest rules, and anybody can win it. Any gender, species, it doesn't matter. That's how I'm gonna have my WWF Hardcore Championship. So yeah, that's a fantastic pick.
I like that.
win it.
Like it, like it. All right. We're on to
Final
our next round.
Final round.
Final round. And randomizing.
Give it to me. Give it to me.
Woo!
Oh, number one pick. Right out.
Hey, there we go. There we go. So the order is Team Hypocrisy, Team Voice, Team Paragon, and then Team Conman closing out the draft. So that puts me on the clock. And propose a trade. I would like to propose a trade for this Pan-African title. To Paragon for anything.
For
Yeah,
any
your pick.
No, what is it on my list that you want?
Yeah, what is there something that you want specifically? Like, come on, like you can't just give him a pity trade till you gotta take something, bro.
I mean, I would love to get that gift of the gods title, but I know you wouldn't pull that.
He might pull it. Throw it out there.
I know you wouldn't put it out there, but you know what? How about we say we trade the Pan-African title for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight title?
I'm going to be honest with you. I was ready to shut down anything you gave me trade-wise.
Yes.
That's not a bad offer.
That's a good offer.
It's a hard one because, as I said earlier, Khan kind of stole what I was going to do.
But you still have a pick left. You still have a pick left to go in that direction.
You still have a pick. You still have a pick left.
I'll be willing to part with it. We can do the trade. We can do
All right, first trade.
There we go.
And in the last round at that.
I know, right? Man, this has been an exciting draft.
There we go. Trade is official. It's already on the board. And with that being said, I will be picking my last pick. Let's see. So far, I have my world title situated. I have my women's world title being represented by the 10 pounds of gold. I now have this IWGP junior heavyweight title, which I don't know how I'm going to play with that yet. I have the WCW tag team titles, the NXT title, and the cruiserweight tag titles, as well as the Fiend title. I think the best thing to round out my collection of titles would be a title for the people. For the people who just love wrestling. And although the title that I'm going to throw up here is not the actual representation, it is a good representation of what this title is, and that is the people's title that was gifted to Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson just recently. And I want a title for the people, and with that title, whoever the people push, that's who's going to be the champion.
I like it.
It's a good pick.
I like the whole reasoning behind it. Gives a little more to that title.
There you go.
Awesome. All right, so all right, so I need my men's tag division, and I'm not 100% sure what time era this is, but it's the tag titles from WWE with the blue in the middle of it. I believe that was during the
SmackDown ones.
Yes, the SmackDown ones. I wasn't sure if they called that specifically for the SmackDown.
They were the WWE tag title. Because how they had it was there were the world tag titles and then there were the WWE tag titles. I think you passed them, Pop.
Did I?
Yeah.
There you go, right there.
Yeah. Right.
It's above
the TW.
It's above the, there you go.
Yeah, there you got it. Yes.
Okay.
I like that specific look for the tag titles. And plus that was during the SmackDown when SmackDown starting up and it was fun. And I mean, not saying that's not fun now, but it was new, it was vibrant, it was
Yeah.
something that we were looking forward to.
I like that.
I think
that.
that rounds out all mine.
Yep. And our next pick is the man himself, Paragon.
All right.
So I'm not gonna hold you. I struggled with this pick. Reason why I struggled with it is because on one end I was like, oh, I could do the King of the Ring title. It never got a chance to like fully come to fruition. But then I'm also like, if you're calling yourself the King of the Ring and you're not the main champion, then like, what does that mean? And I had to think of like stipulations to give it purpose and reason. And I was like, it would potentially be cool to have a title that you win in a tournament and then you have to defend it until the next tournament where the winner of the tournament has to face you. But then I'm like, but then I could just once again beat any championship. You're defending it. So I try to like think, okay, well, you know what? I know I said I wanted my women to have the tag titles and then have the trios titles, but those progress tag titles are fire. I decided that when I realized this title had not been taken off the plate and no one was touching it, I just thought to myself, how can I not? I have to do justice to my friends, my fans, and my friends who are title belt aficionados and appreciators. And so we talk about me losing the IWGP Junior Heavyweight title. I won't say this is similar, but it kind of is. And I'm talking about a title so prestigious that it had to be unveiled by the grandson of a plumber. And I'm talking about the white strap Intercontinental Championship. One of the prettiest titles in wrestling, a title that held so much prestige, a title that many people started trying to lose their minds over, especially when Miz was holding it down at his very last run of it. And I just thought to myself,
out Miz.
What better way to cap off my title belts than having one just so beautiful and so pretty, like white strap IC title?
It's a beautiful
pick. That's a strong pick.
I actually owned that championship until, life be life in and I had to sell it. But it's a beautiful championship, enough for me to spend and drop the money on it. I love the white strapped Intercontinental Championship belt. And so much prestigious names have held it.
Mm-hmm. Man, that was an excellent last round pick.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely. But I guess that brings that to me. So, Mr. Irrelevant is what they call it. Last pick of the draft. I had a couple of picks. I almost went with one. And if we do something like if we would have done something like a preliminary or something like that, then I probably would have picked this first one. But I want to make sure that I have a strong class of divisions, many different divisions that I want to have. So now I'm looking at my list here, and I have my World Heavyweight Championship. I have my mid-card championship with the North American Championship. I have my chaotic ratings popping championship with the Hardcore Championship. I got my beautiful tag team championships. I got my women's championship, but I want to keep that going. I got my, my cruiserweight ass championship with the X Division championship, but I want to keep that going. I want this to be a group. We're in the era of stables, and pretty much how P did his. I want to make these open to everybody. So if you have a female in your stable that she's eligible to fight for it as well. But within this era of factions, I think there's definitely a place for this one right here, and that's the Never Openweight Trios Championships. Right there. That's going to be my final pick to have a trios division to cap off what I feel like I've put together as a well-rounded group of divisions in my in in my titles in my promotion here. And yeah, I'm going to cap it off with that championship. So much prestigious names have held it. It's not a super new championship. The never open weight 6-man tag team championship has been established since like 2016, but still many different great names have held it over there in New Japan. Groups like Chaos, the House of Torture, Los Incabranos, the Bullet Club, of course, just many different names and iterations for that championship. And I look to bring that prestige of trios, the particular brand of trios professional wrestling to my promotion. So yeah, that's my pick.
I love it. Man, each one of these promotions kind of makes me want to watch more wrestling.
Man, for real.
I think somebody actually even said in the chat, like seeing the promotions, seeing the titles that we picked and seeing our reasoning behind it, they said would make for a potentially good 2K series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seeing how shows does.
Be York.
Which, it would be really dope if people didn't live so damn far away and all four of us could do, like a My GM mode or something.
Oh man, that'd be great.
Yeah, you're gonna have to move to Indiana.
I live there. I'm not.
He's like, I ain't going.
You're the only one of us that don't live here.
Y'all can move to me. I went to y'all first. Now come to me, okay? Because I'm gonna do it like Jennifer Hudson and Jay Holiday said. And I am telling you, I'm not going. No, not again.
I've got ties to Ohio. I've got family that lives there, so I always pull up in Ohio every now and again. But if you could pull up that list of everybody's titles. I want to make sure that we can get this screenshotted here. People that are checking it out, watching, can see, because we're going to get that screenshot and we're going to put it on the socials there for you guys to judge what you guys think about our picks. What are you guys thinking out there in the household? But guys, this has been a great episode. We're at 2 hours now. I've got to wrap it up. I got a Pacer playoff game to go to a little bit later. It's going to be fun and exciting. Cannot wait to be in the building. So that's what I'm going to be doing later on today. But guys, I want to make sure that you guys get the opportunity to talk about everything that you guys will have coming up down the line, any shows coming up, anything. There's our great list there that you guys can see who had the best draft. What do you guys think? But I'm going to start with my man Voice here, man. Where can they catch you? What do you got going on? Where can they catch the Voice, Josh Joseph?
All right. Thank you, first and foremost, Howse, for putting together this fantastic group of men that just really make me love this entertainment even more. You can definitely catch me tomorrow night. I will be doing at 7 p.m. the Raw Recap Review Show, where we go over the 3 subjects that we want to talk about from last Raw and what's coming up. You can catch me on the Window Liquors programming. IYH will definitely have a live stream of that. So come on, check it out, and give us your opinion on what's happening in the world of Monday Night Raw. Also, you can catch me every once in a while on the Boar's Nest on Thursdays, but Sunday house parties, that's the last place you can find me. And come check out on my socials. I'm out there on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. So come on, hang out with the Window Lickers and see what we have going on. Yeah, that's where you can find it.
Yes, man. You're really out there working, and we appreciate all the work that you do. Like I said at the top of the show there, you and Hype have done a lot of work to kind of reconstruct the look here of our video series. And you guys did a lot of work to make sure that the beginning of the draft series went off without a hitch. And I really feel like it did. This was fun. This was great. And the way we had to think about it was definitely, it made it unique. And I know that the listeners are going to really like and enjoy this one, but I'm going to throw it to my man P. Where can they catch you at? What are you doing? I know you're working through this injury here, but where can they catch you at until healed up, and what's next?
So just because I'm rehabbing and I'm recovering doesn't mean I'm not going to be pulling up at places. So actually, this coming Saturday, I'm going to be pulling up at OWA, Ohio Wrestling Alliance. I was supposed to tag with my boy PB. I'm gonna be in his corner supporting him though. So pull up at OWA. I'm also going to be making a appearance once again. It's supposed to be my debut at Chaos, but I'm going to be pulling up at Chaos and showing some love there as well, up in Detroit, Michigan. And you never know where I'm gonna pop up. I'm working on music. I'm working on a whole bunch of stuff. Got a lot of irons in the fire, and I am working on the YouTube series of Food Fight and Sunday Night Snackdown. So just stay tuned. And I believe we can potentially get a link in the chat if you guys want to donate to the YouTube series to help get it off the ground. And if you think you have what it takes to win the food fight, you can also shoot a message and we can try to get you on the show. Just know that there will be food punishments if you lose. Because I don't know if you want some, pickle flavored cotton candy or bean boozled, or if you're trying to do, one chip challenge. But if I was you, I just wouldn't lose.
That's what we got there from the world's most dangerous champion, the world's most dangerous podcaster out here. That is Paragon. But I gotta throw it to my man over here, Peace and Prosperity Jones, bringing all the peace and all the prosperity and a little bit of hypocrisy in the mix too. What do you got going, man? What you got moving here in the next few weeks, bro?
You all know me out there in the household. You can find me for now everywhere on social media at Hypocrisy Jones. Anywhere there's social media, I'm there. And if you can spell that, that's where you can find me. But right now, man, I'm pushing as much P, and I'm not talking my homie down there below me. I'm talking all the positivity in the world, man. Just peace, prosperity, and love, man. But other than that, man, you can find me with the Kokomo Press. We do this thing called our open mic thing every Thursday night. If you're in the Kokomo, Indiana area, come through. If you're funny, if you think you're funny, if you might be funny, come check us out, man. Bring your set, bring your funny. We do 15 slots, 5 minutes a piece, for comics out there, man. And we've been doing this for like 3 months now, and it's just been every week more and more people come, new faces. It's such a vibe, man. I can't say enough about it, man. Shout out to obviously my homies here at In Your House, but also shout out to my homies at the Kokomo Press, because we over there grinding as well.
Yes, you guys are doing a lot of great work. Always out there grinding in the community. The Kokomo Press is, and I love to see it, man. As far as me, man, I got a few things coming up, man. I mean, this Tuesday, of course, I'm gonna be doing my solo shot. So that's gonna be Con Man solo shot coming through. And we're gonna make a movie with it. Already know the vibes. We're gonna do it. We're gonna talk about wrestling. Sometimes I bring on a guest, if there's a guest available. Right now, I don't have anybody scheduled for this Tuesday, so it's looking like a Monday Night Raw solo shot, which is great. And I'm glad that you guys vibe with those, because I do get a lot of good feedback on those. Then I will be making the move to head on to Columbus. I'll be part of the rundown once again for Emerge Wrestling, and I've enjoyed doing it the first time that I got a chance to do it, and it was great. We'll break down what'll be going on, what's next for Emerge, which is the next place you can catch me doing commentary. That is at Emerge Wrestling. And guys, that's whatever may come, and that is coming up there, and you guys definitely should check that out. I'll be on commentary with John Gates, and we'll have a great batch of matches. But guys, I'm here at In Your House. You guys already know these Sunday house parties are great. We're going to continue the draft series. This was a great foundational piece for what the draft series is going to be. Next, we're going to be doing independent talent, y'all. Independent wrestling talents. That means anybody who is not contractually, if you do not have a contract, if no contract, you are ineligible if you have a contract. This is all indie wrestling talent who we're going to be building our promotions around. I've already put something out there on social media that people are starting to really get behind now. Hey, if you want to be considered, if you're indie talent and you want to be considered for this draft, just let us know. We already got a pool. It's going to be a big pool, y'all. This is going to be a big pool. It's got to be well thought out. It's got to be there's got to be a wide variety of talent. So
may I preface this? May I preface this for a second? As you guys send your names and submissions and everything, go ahead and send go ahead and give the In Your House podcast page a follow, and if you would send a headshot, send a picture of yourself, so we can go ahead. A promo pic of yourself, so we can go ahead. We can put you in this tier list just like we did today for the also, championship draft.
When you send us your name, send us how you get announced at shows, so we're not putting you from your Facebook name and then you're upset about it, because we're also going to put your name on the picture, so it's easier for us to find you.
Absolutely, absolutely. So do those things. We'll get all that set up this week. I already got some plans for this, but if you could just make it easier on us, make sure you give us your gimmick name or correct gimmick name, and a promo pick would be super duper helpful. A good one though, don't have yourself out there.
Your updated
crazy.
Ones. Yeah. If you give us bad promo picks, that's on you. That is on you. Yeah. So give us good ones, and we'll definitely work towards that. But yeah, guys, you already know the vibes. Usually out there on my social medias, I'm transitioning right now. We evolving here, y'all. We moving away from the Hollywood thing and more going to something that's more me as I'm transitioning in my professional wrestling career. So yeah, the concept, I answered to both. Both were names that I've answered to in the past. So now we're going more organic now. So we'll get that cracking once we make that transition completely official. But guys, you already know. You guys already know. You guys need to tell a friend, to hop on this bandwagon. Get on or get gone. Because the household, we still going mighty strong. You guys have a great day and a great rest of your week. Peace.
And prosperity.
Hey guys, it's your boy, the director, Howse of In Your House, and I'm here to let you know about a small business that produces beard products and also supports small stage, independent professional wrestling stars. It's called Ring Master Beard Company. Try one of their several scents, beard oils, balms, or mustache wax, and keep your beard looking and feeling sweet. Purchase your favorite wrestlers or personalities' personalized scent, and they receive a portion of each sale. And with that being said, don't forget to pick up a bottle of the Director in Alakan House Special. Your boy, a blend of eucalyptus, mint, and tea tree oil. Have your beard feeling fresh, have your beard feeling smooth, just like your boy, the Director. Follow Ringmaster Beard Company on Twitter and Instagram at Ringmaster Beard, or on their Facebook page, and that is Ringmaster Beard Company. Check it out. Get your beard cream. Hit your beard with that. Because sometimes being a master in the ring means mastering your beard.